Fundamental rights. The Indian Constitution guarantees 6 fundamental rights to its citizens, which are mentioned in Part 3 of the Constitution of India. These rights enjoy a special status. If any one of these rights is violated, a citizen can approach either a High Court or Supreme Court. These courts have the power to ensure that fundamental rights taken away from people are restored to them. Right to equality. The Constitution of India declares all citizens equal in the eyes of law. It does not discriminate between people on the grounds of caste, religion, race, sex, or place of birth. However, the government has made special provisions like reservation of seats to protect the weaker sections like scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward communities. Titles have been abolished and untouchability has been declared as an offence which is punishable according to the law. Right to freedom. The Constitution guarantees 6 types of freedoms to the citizens. They are freedom of speech and expression, freedom to assemble peacefully and without arms, freedom to form associations and unions, freedom to reside or settle in any part of the country, freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India, freedom to practice any profession and carry on any occupation, trade or business. Sometimes, the government can impose certain restrictions on their right in the national interest, so that it does not affect the sovereignty and integrity of India, the security of the state, public order and morality. Protection is also provided to the people who have been convicted. People are also safeguarded from arbitrary arrest and punishment. Right against exploitation. This right prohibits illegal traffic in human beings and beggar or forced labor. These acts are considered as an offence and are punishable in accordance with the law. This right also prohibits employment of children in factories. No child below the age of 14 years can be made to work in factories or mines or any other hazardous employment. Right to freedom of religion. The Constitution has declared India as a secular state. Constitution makers realized the need for every religious community to feel free to practice their religion. The Constitution prohibits the imparting of religious instructions in school run by the state or recognized by the state. No tax can be imposed on the people for religious purposes. Every religious group has the right to establish institutions for religious and charitable purposes and to manage their religious affairs. Cultural and educational rights. In a multicultural country like India, where each community has its distinct language and culture, the Constitution has guaranteed the right of each community to promote and preserve its culture. Minority communities have the right to set up their own educational institutions. Right to constitutional remedies. The Constitution guarantees the right to constitutional remedies if any of the fundamental rights is violated. In such cases, citizens of India have the right to go to the court if they feel that their fundamental rights have been violated. The court defends the citizens' rights except during emergency, where a person's fundamental rights can be suspended. Fundamental duties. It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, to defend the country and render national services when called upon to do so, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environments, including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures, to develop the scientific temper, humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement.